Welcome to The Worst Writer in the World, a podcast where we tell you stories.
Hooray!
Sometimes stories we wrote, sometimes stories Howard wrote when he was a kid, sometimes the stories of movies or books that we love. We sit around the fire here in our cave and we tell stories. And this time, Howard, I'm going to tell you the story of the Odyssey by Homer.
Oh, fantastic. That's exciting. If you've not heard us before, what you'll discover from this particular podcast is that Rufus does all the work and I sit there and laugh a bit. I'm the annoying one in the podcast.
Yeah, but you make me feel like what I'm doing is worthwhile. And a lot of the time that's not true, although there's an element of truth in this one. Most of the time it is a collaborative thing, where often what we read was written by Howard, for example. Anyway, this time we're doing the Odyssey by Homer, the tale of Odysseus' long and difficult journey home from the Trojan War.
Ooh.
But I'm going to be telling it to you in my own words.
Ooh.
In detail, and hopefully bringing out the drama, the humour, and the complicated and occasionally ridiculous character of Odysseus as we go. And some listeners might have guessed from my choice of the word complicated there that I'm working from Emily Wilson's translation, which is not the first version of the Odyssey that I've read, but it is definitely the best. And you should absolutely go out and buy it right now. It is a fantastic book. It's really enjoyable to read. It's not just a good translation. It's just really fun to read. And it's entertaining, and it's full of adventure and excitement, and it's funny as well. So this is going to be in 4 episodes.
As it famously was when Homer wrote it. 4 podcast episodes. That was Homer's plan.
4 podcast episodes. But if you want to get your hands on the other episodes more quickly, then there'll be information about how to do that at the end of this episode. So let's get started, shall we, Howard?
Yes, please.
Book 1. This starts where the Iliad ends. The Trojan War is over. It just finished. So all the soldiers who are not dead have gone home, except for Odysseus. Because unfortunately for him, a goddess called Calypso got hot for him and has trapped him in a cave until he agrees to be her husband forever.
Okay, and so a Calypso is a famous kind of ice cream lolly, isn't it?
Yeah. But imagine that ice cream lolly if it was a goddess.
Yeah.
Who wants to marry you and traps you in a cave.
Was the lolly named after the goddess?
Yes. Yeah. You're going to be surprised by this, but yeah, the goddess came first, and the lolly, the lolly came second. In if you look at the
I don't know. When I was at
the dates in detail,
sure that's entirely true. I mean,
did they name that goddess after that lolly I had when I was a kid? Because I was a kid. That was
wait. Because there's other things called Calypso, isn't it? A dance that with steel drums or something.
It is.
Maybe the Calypso is named after a steel drum dance. You said that Calypso in your story was hot, but Calypso, the ice cream, is definitely not hot. It's cold.
It's cold. Yeah, that's true. To be honest, yeah, the ice cream is probably named after the dance because it's meant to be all invoking this idea of tropicality and stuff, isn't it? And it's okay, Trinidad and Tobago, tropical fruits and ice lollies, not kidnapping obsessive goddesses who trap you in a cave until you marry them. That wasn't in the adverts for Calypso ice lollies.
That's true. That's true. But it does. But why does the same company also make the Menelaus and the Agamemnon?
I have no idea.
There's nothing I like more than getting a nice Menelaus and slipping that Menelaus in my mouth and sucking on that Menelaus. Carry on. I'm stopping you before you even started. All you said was there's a woman called Calypso, and I said, is that what came first, the ice cream or the goddess?
All right. So meanwhile, a bunch of gods get together and have a meeting where they decide that they should help Odysseus because he's trapped in a cave.
Yeah, he's in a cave.
And Zeus, who's almost certainly just got back from disguising himself as a bird or an insect, because no one wants to do it with hot god Zeus, but they will happily get it on with a goose or an ant.
Yeah.
And so Zeus says, hey, it's me, Zeus, okay? I could just tell Calypso to stop trying to marry Odysseus in that cave and let him go home, right? She'll have to do it because I'm Zeus, okay? Maybe I will. We'll have to wait and see. I'm very mysterious. No one knows what I'm going to do next. Probably turn into a bird and have sex with someone, but you can't guarantee it. Might be a puddle or an ant. Who knows what I'm going to turn into and try and have sex with you next. Anyway, so then Athena, who is like the main god of the Odyssey, disguises herself as a man and goes to visit Odysseus' son, Telemachus, to tell him that his missing dad is not dead. He's just stuck in a cave with a goddess who wants to marry him.
Yeah.
So at Odysseus' house, there's Telemachus, his son, Penelope, his wife, and 100 men who are hanging around trying to marry Penelope and get all Odysseus' stuff.
Yeah, this show's really gone off the rails, hasn't it? Like, the first season, the Iliad was was quite sensible, but did they sack the writers? What happened?
It's weird, right? And also, you think that sounds like a really, really foolish, throwaway, ridiculous line. That is the main conflict of the Odyssey. Those 100 men that are trying to marry Penelope and living in Odysseus' house. That is the central conflict of this whole story. Everything is really about that.
Right. And Odysseus' house is really big because he's a king.
Yeah, exactly.
Or are all those 100 men sharing one bedroom?
yeah, there they are. They're all just hanging around in his house and eating his pigs, basically. They're eating all his sheep and pigs, trying to marry his wife. It's kind of rude. So Athena, she disguises herself as this guy called Mentor, who's an old friend of Odysseus. And she tells Telemachus, she's in disguise, and she says, hey, dude, little Telemachus, you see those pervy suitors all trying to marry your mum? You should murder the crap out of them.
Oh, wow.
And then she turns into a bird and flies away. And Telemachus thinks, wait a crikey flaming second, maybe that wasn't my dad's friend after all. It must have been a talking owl. Or a god in disguise, who knows? And then they all have a feast and a party and the first book ends.
Oh, okay.
I may have abbreviated that one quite a lot, but essentially it's setting up the conflict, those men in Odysseus' house.
So can I ask, are they there because like Penelope is really, really beautiful, or are they there because they go, if they marry her, they get the kingdom?
Both. Explicitly both.
Okay.
But I think mostly the kingdom. But she is meant to be very beautiful and very wise and clever as well.
I should do a little rewrite. Menelope, what a better name. Yeah. And it's 100 men come to marry Menelope.
That is better.
You're easily amused.
Book 2.
Ooh.
Telemachus calls a meeting of all the Greek blokes. And he says, hey, listen, Greek blokes. My family has a couple of right gnarly problems and I can't solve either of them by myself. Number one, my dad's missing and probably dead up a tree, downer. But I'm not about to walk into the underworld to rescue him, so let's focus on problem number 2. Loads of blokes have moved into my house and are trying to marry my mum. They didn't even ask. They just walked in and started trying to marry my mum.
Yeah.
And, as if that's not bad enough, they keep killing our cows and pigs and goats and eating them. Rude. And they drink all our wine. I was saving that wine for my birthday.
Wow.
If my dad were here, he'd murder them all, no wobblies. But he never taught me how to murder large groups of men because I was just a kid when he went away, so what can I do? I wish Zeus would turn up and murder them, or at least send a couple of birds to eat their faces.
Wow.
Then it turns out that several of the men who are trying to marry Telemachus' mum are in the crowd listening.
Wait, so he was doing that? So he was doing that as a speech, was he?
He was doing that to a load of Greek blokes who was asking their help.
Oh,
he didn't realise that some of the suitors, as they're called, were in the crowd listening.
Wow.
And one of the suitors, Antinous, says, it's not our fault we moved into your house without asking and tried to marry your mum. It's your mum's fault. She tricked us. She said that she couldn't marry any of us until she'd finished knitting a blanket. And then, every day, she'd sit there knitting, but then at night she'd unpick all the knitting that she'd done so she never finished.
Right.
And we didn't notice for 3 years.
Wow.
And we only realised then because a slave told us. So you can see how it's her fault that we ate all your pigs and drank all your wine. And we're not going to stop eating your pigs until she marries one of us, preferably me. So maybe you should try forcing her.
So, I mean, it seems like they know that this knitting ruse.
The knitting ruse is over.
Yeah. So, but like that's a bit annoying. That's a bit stupid, isn't it? Shouldn't there have been a scene where someone found out? Is there a scene where someone finds out?
No,
or
it's always referred to. It's referred to a lot, but it's always referred to as something that happened before the events of this story.
I think that's bad writing. But but
hang on, I'll send a little note to Homer.
Well, no, it's like, why fucking mention it at all then? I mean, you know, if it's not actually being utilised, it's something that happened in the past, so it's not really doing anything for anyone, is it? I'm more interested in understanding, right, how they're trying to marry her. Are they sneakily kind of like, you know, making her think she's just like signing a different document, but actually it's a marriage certificate? Or like, is a priest coming in disguised as a tree? What's going on? Or they're literally just going like, will you?
They're basically just waiting. I think the point is that, like, women aren't really allowed to just not be married.
Yeah.
So the moment she kind of accepts that Odysseus is dead, like he's been gone for 20 years, he's probably dead, then she has to marry someone else. That's just the deal. So she's just kind of putting it off in any way she can because she doesn't want to accept that Odysseus is dead. And also, she doesn't want to marry one of these 100 awful men. And so she's just doing what she can. And the whole weaving a blanket ruse was just like her most recent way of holding them off.
Who bought that anyway? Like, oh yeah, I've got to knit a blanket and then I can get married.
But the fact that it's 3 years makes me think the reason that's there is to show us how fucking stupid the suitors are.
Okay, yeah.
Because it's 3 years of her weaving and then going upstairs at night and unpicking her weaving for 3 years for one blanket. So like it's a funeral shroud that she's making for Odysseus' dad, right? And 3 years, and they never notice. They have to be told by a slave girl who's like on their side, going, "Oh, she's unpicking it at night," and that's the only reason they ever work it out. Otherwise, it could be 20 more years, and they still wouldn't know.
I see. That makes sense.
So
I'm one of the stupid men. Then I didn't realise either.
I think that's part of the reason, at least, that we're meant to realise not just that they're awful, but they're kind of stupid as well. Anyway, Telemachus says, "I'm not going to force my mum to marry you, so why don't you fuck off and eat each other's pigs instead of eating my pig all the time? I'll say it again. I really hope Zeus turns up and kills you, or at least sends a couple of birds to eat your faces." Then Zeus sends a couple of eagles to attack the men's faces.
But Telemachus, is that his name, Telemachus?
Telemachus.
I bet Telemachus then says, I bet he's then like, oh, I wish I'd picked something better than birds attacking their faces, because like, clearly it works.
Yeah, dropping gold bricks on their heads, that'd be a good one, wouldn't it?
More sends birds to nosh their willies off.
Oh, crikey, I wish I hadn't wished for that now. It's disturbing as fuck. Yeah. Anyway, then old Halitherses, who is good at prophecy, says, "Well, that's a pretty obvious sign, and I think we all know what it means. Eagles attacking your face equals Odysseus is alive and will be back soon to murder you all." Then Eurymachus, one of the suitors, another of the suitors, says, "Bugger off, Halitherses. I'm good at prophecy too, and I know that those two birds attacking our faces really means that Odysseus is dead up a tree.
Oh, wow.
So, Telemachus, force your mum to marry one of us, or we'll stay here forever, making you miserable and eating your pig." Telemachus says, "All right, how about this? Give me a boat and 20 blokes." Halitherses says, 20 men in a boat? What are you going to do with all those men in that boat?
I've got an idea.
Telemachus says, "I'm going to find out if my dad's dead up a tree or not. If he is, I'll come back and force my mum to marry one of you, okay?" The suitors reply, "Fine, whatever. Even if Odysseus does come back, it's not like he could kill all 100 of us." Foreshadowing.
Why would he have to? I mean, he's married to her. Why would he have to kill everyone? Wouldn't they just go like, or just leave at that point?
Yeah. he may feel a little bit affronted by the fact that these men have been living in his house for years, eating all his pigs and trying to marry his wife. And he may want to rather than have to.
Right, yeah.
So let the kid go on his stupid quest. Gives us all the more time to go back to his house and eat his pig. Athena comes to Telemachus and says, "Don't worry about it, dude. You'll be fine because your dad's cool and that means you're cool too. You'll succeed. I'll sort you out a boat and some men to put in that boat." Telemachus says, "What are we going to do with all those men in that boat?" And Athena says, "I'd better come with you to make sure you don't get distracted by all the men in the boat. And don't worry about the suitors, because pretty soon they'll all be dead up a tree."
Wow.
Telemachus goes home and finds the suitors cooking his pig. He says, "You know, you suitors have been here since I was a kid, eating my pig and everything else I own. I have to use someone else's boat to go looking for news of my dad because you greedy bummers ate all my dad's boats." Then the suitors all start mocking Telemachus, going, "Oh, look at Telemachus. He's going to get an army from Sparta and come back and kill us. Oh, I'm so scared." And that actually happens in the poem. I'm not adding that part. "Oh, no, what if he dies on the journey and we have to keep all his stuff and marry his mum? Wouldn't that be a shame?" Telemachus decides he's had enough of these pillocks and goes to collect some wine and crisps for his journey. His nanny is guarding it. He says, "Don't tell my mum what I'm doing until she notices me gone, which should take 12 days because we don't see a lot of each other. I don't want my mum to cry and spoil her pretty skin."
Is that what happens when you cry?
Yeah. In ancient Greece it did, yeah. Because they cried acid. Meanwhile, Athena disguises herself as Telemachus and gets a load of men to put in that boat.
Right.
Then she goes and puts the suitors to sleep so the men can sneak in and grab the wine and crisps. Then they raise sails and leave, drinking wine and toasting Athena. She's up the front, disguised as a man, going, "One more drink for Athena! Yes, she's the coolest and bestest and tallest of the gods, much taller than Zeus, and hotter than Aphrodite, and better at making dogs go mad than Artemis, and she's got a bigger hammer than Hephaestus, and more wings on her shoes than Hermes, and I'm not her, okay? I'm just some guy who can do magic and turn into a bird."
Yeah. Does that all so? There's two of him on the boat now. Then
No, she turned back into Mentor again.
Oh, Mentor. Right, so.
She disguised herself as Telemachus to get the men.
Then became Mentor
because he was busy, and then she went back to her old man disguise. That is what she is most of the time in this
I'm going to take
poem.
you on a tour of this man. If you look here, you'll see his willy. We're stopping here for a while.
That is the end of the tour.
That's the end of the tour, yeah.
All right, book 3.
Ooh.
Telemachus arrives in Pylos, where 450 men are on the beach sacrificing 9 bulls to Poseidon.
Come on, I mean, that's one letter away from a pylon. It's so fucking...
Yeah, and 450 men are on the beach having a pylon, okay? All right, that's what's happening.
Good.
No, they're not having a pylon. They're sacrificing 9 bulls to Poseidon.
Ah.
Athena says, "Go talk to King Nestor. He's super honest and will tell you where your dad is for deaths." But Telemachus says, "I don't really like talking to old people. They make me shaky with all their banging on about, things were better in the good old days before all this bronze. People don't know how to make things out of stone anymore. In my day, we had stone swords and stone furniture and we wore stone trousers and we were better for it. And we respected our elders and played on the street and didn't wear seatbelts and used rotary phones." But Athena says, "Stop being a wazak. Let's go and join their beach picnic. You can sit at the kids' table with Nestor's son. You'll like him. His name is Pisistratus." With most of the name. In fact, I am pronouncing the names correctly, but this one I may be, it's Pisistratus, but it's spelt Pisistratus.
Pisistratus.
So I'm going with Pisistratus because he's not in it for long. Anyway, after they eat and toast Poseidon, Nestor asks who the fuck they are and what they want.
Wait a second, they toast Poseidon?
Yeah.
Well, I'll just stick him on a grill or something.
Yeah, I mean, another big part of this story is how Poseidon is annoyed. So now you can see why. Nestor wants to know who the fuck they are and what they want. And Telemachus says, I lost my dad. Please tell me where my dad is. And so Nestor starts just listing dead people. He's like, oh, well, it's Steve the Greek, he's dead. And John the Greek, he's dead too. And Dave the Greek, fully dead. Keith the Greek, dead. Mervyn the Greek, no longer alive. Lawrence the Greek, all his blood came out and he died. Alan the Greek, someone cut his legs and arms and head off, so I think he's probably dead. Dead Simon the dead Greek, I'll let you guess about him.
Good.
And eventually Telemachus gets bored and says, can you tell me about my dad, please? Oh, yes, Odysseus. He was great. So clever and handsome, and his penis was long and good. We had some great times together, murdering Trojans and oiling each other. You know, you look a lot like him. Would you like me to oil you? No. Please just tell me if he's dead. Then, Nestor spends about 10 minutes describing his journey home from Troy. We got in our boat and we went forward a bit, then we went left, then forward a bit, then we went round some rocks, then some more rocks. There were a lot of rocks, if I'm honest. Then we sacrificed some bulls, then we sailed a bit further, then we sacrificed more bulls, then we stopped off on Lesbos, and then we went a bit further, and then we arrived home. So, no, sorry, I've got no idea what happened to your dad. He might be dead up a tree, or he might be alive up a tree, or he might not be up a tree at all. Like I said, no idea. You should go talk to Howard's favourite character, Menelaus. He's travelled really far and is super honest and cool. My sons can guide you to Sparta. Go with Pisistratus and the other 5. Go ask Menelaus if your dad's dead up a tree or not. So Nestor insists that Telemachus stays with him overnight, but Athena, still disguised as Mentor, says, okay, I'll just go back to the ship and tell the others. Just me, a normal human man, and definitely not a god in disguise, like maybe a super wicked cool god like Athena. That's not me, okay? That's definitely not me. Then she turns into a bird and flies off. Nestor immediately recognizes that it's Athena, and they all get drunk to celebrate. Then all the men go to bed with their wives, except Pisistratus and Telemachus, who don't have wives, so sleep together. The next day, they sacrifice a cow to Athena in great detail, while Nestor's eldest daughter oils Telemachus. Then they eat the cow and drink more wine. They spend most of their time drinking wine. It's like conversation wine, boat trip wine, sacrifice a bull wine, Athena turns into a bird wine, get oiled up by your host's daughter wine, quick night of gay sex with a man called Pisistratus wine.
But, so if you sacrifice a bull or a cow to a god, you then eat. You're not allowed to eat it, surely. It's like theirs.
No, you do. Ancient Greek sacrifice appears to be eating and drinking stuff.
Right.
Like, you're not it's not sacrifice in the sense of we don't get it anymore. We've sacrificed it. It's like a ceremony. So you kill it ceremonially, but then you don't waste that animal. You eat it.
So I could just do that when I make a sandwich, right? I could pretend. I mean, not pretend. I mean, say I sacrifice this cheese to the mighty god Zeus. Then eat the sandwich, and that puts me in his good books, and I didn't really do it. I didn't lose anything.
Yeah, I don't know how Zeus would feel about you claiming to have sacrificed cheese to him. I know, you've got to be careful with all this, invoking the ancient gods' names.
But
they get annoyed really
using a
easily.
knife on the cheese and cutting it in half, so it would be like murdering the cheese.
All right, so then Telemachus and the 6 sons of Nestor ride off in a horse-drawn carriage. What are we going to do with all these men in this carriage? They ride all day and then have to stay somewhere overnight. And it doesn't explicitly say if they all bummed together in a big pile or took it in turns, so you can decide for yourself which of those 2 things happened.
I'm more interested in how this horse drew that carriage, because they've not got fingers.
Book 4. They arrive at Menelaus' place in Sparta. Everyone there is hot.
Nice.
And they're all having a celebration because Menelaus has finally married off all his kids.
Wow.
So hospitality was super important to these guys, to the Greeks, to the ancient Greeks. Zeus was the god of hospitality. And if you didn't welcome everyone, he got mad and sent birds to eat your face.
Oh, shit.
Or Worse, he turned into a bird and tried to have sex with you. But it was definitely something to do with birds. And the deal was, like, you're not allowed to ask questions of your guests, whoever they are. You welcome them in, look after their horses, give them a bath, get your slave girls to oil them, give them new clothes, invite them to a feast, and only when they've finished eating are you allowed to ask who they are.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's not like, oh, you're a king, I'll be nice to you. You're supposed to be nice and welcoming to literally everyone.
I just found out I oiled Hitler.
Yeah. Well, in this case, oh dear, I oiled a mass murderer. Yeah, his name's Odysseus. Anyway, while they eat, Telemachus marvels at the opulence of the palace and says, crikey, bum likey, I bet even Zeus doesn't have this much gold. To which Menelaus says, oh wow, come on guys, I might be richer than any person alive, but not Zeus. Compared to him, I'm basically poor. I'm a beggar in the street, and in fact, if you've got 10p for a cup of tea, I wouldn't say no. Telemachus doesn't want to give Menelaus 10p for a cup of tea on account of how Menelaus appears to have all the money in the world already. Hey, okay, I may be the richest guy in the world, sitting here on my gold throne in my gold palace, drinking my gold tea, but I earned it. I deserve it. I suffered for it. I spent 8 years lost at sea, trying to get home and working my arse off. What kind of work did you do? Looting, mostly. Sacking and stealing. Just going all over the place and stealing their jewels. But in a suffery kind of way. How have you suffered? Well, my brother got murdered while I was busy nicking stuff. And a lot of my friends died at Troy. That's a bummer. Oh, and I lost my job and my silver toothpick and my house disappeared. But worst of all, I miss my best only friend, Odysseus. He was so cool and tall and good, and now he's probably dead up a tree. Telemachus, overcome by how tall and good his dad was, starts to cry. Then Helen, Menelaus' wife, and she of the face that launched 1,000 ships, turns up and says, fucking hell, Dave, have you noticed how much this kid looks like Telemachus? The kid Odysseus left behind when you all went off to have a fucking war in Troy and pretended it were all to my fucking face. Well done, by the way, all you men having a 10-year fucking war and managing to blame it on a woman. Hey, we didn't blame it on a woman. We blamed it on a woman's face. Look, the point is, this kid looks like Telemachus. I mean, admittedly, I haven't seen him since he were a baby, but this guy has the same fucking face as that baby. Look at his chubby cheeks and his dribbly mouth, the way he's sucking on that dummy.
Yeah.
And he's got legs just like Odysseus. I'll tell you this, Odysseus had amazing legs. Many a night we spent outside Troy, looking at his legs and oiling them. Do you think this kid might be fucking Telemachus? Well, when I mentioned Odysseus just now, he did start crying and saying, oh, daddy, daddy, why did you leave me, daddy? Do you think that was a clue? Menelaus continues, I always dreamed that me and Odysseus would sail back from Troy together with all our treasure and sons and man-slaves and, I guess, wives if they really had to come. And I would give Odysseus a town in Argos. Like, I'd force all the people who lived there to leave so Odysseus and his son could live there and I guess his wife if she had to. And then me and Odysseus could spend all our time together doing what men do, like polishing our swords or whatever. And sometimes maybe we could polish each other's swords and also maybe bumming, if we had time. But I suppose Zeus decided it was not to be. He probably wanted to keep Odysseus' hot legs for himself. You know what Zeus is like. He probably turned into a duck and had sex with Odysseus' legs.
Yeah.
And then everyone cries because they all miss Odysseus' legs. Then Pisistratus says they should stop crying to have dinner and they can do more crying after they eat. Menelaus calls him wise and they all dry their cheeks and chow down. Helen, meanwhile, puts drugs in their wine that make them all happy and relaxed and tells them a story about when she was in Troy and Odysseus dressed as a beggar to sneak around the city. This story seems almost incidental, so maybe it's foreshadowing something yet to come. The next morning, Menelaus puts sandals on his well-oiled feet and goes to talk to Telemachus. "Why did you come here, Telemachus? On public business or private? Yeah, private business, eh? Yeah, because you look like your dad, and me and him spent many a pleasant evening together oiling his legs." "I just want to know if he's dead or not. My house is full of men." Sounds good. Sounds good, but it's bad. They just want to eat my sheep and marry my mum. Then Menelaus tells a story. "I was stuck on an island called Pharos with only a bunch of men to keep me company. So after a few weeks, I started to get a bit bored. But then a goddess, Idothea, saw me looking all sad and said, 'Oh, look at you, standing there all naked with your dog dangler out and your face all miserable like a slapped bumhole. Why don't you go home if you miss it so much?' 'I can't. Some god has me trapped here. Can you tell me which so I can sacrifice some cows to say sorry?' 'Wouldn't you like to know, you naughty man?' 'Can you tell me?' 'No, but I know a god who can. My own dad, Proteus. But you'll have to catch him first.' 'How do I catch a god?' 'Oh, it's easy. First, you have to pretend to be a seal.' 'A seal?' 'A big naked seal flopping around like a rubber Johnny full of custard.' 'Why?' 'Because every day at noon, Proteus counts his seals and then has a nap.' 'He counts his seals?' 'He counts his seals. He loves counting his seals.' 'Is that a euphemism?' 'Wouldn't you like to know?' 'But no, it's not. He literally counts his seals, then goes to sleep.' 'Right. How do I pretend to be a seal?' 'That's where it gets particularly sexy, because I will murder a seal and you can wear its skin, you dirty, filthy man, and then you have to wait all morning.' 'In the sun?' 'Yes.' 'In a dead seal's skin?' 'Yes.' 'Won't that be quite smelly?' 'Don't worry, I'll stick some ambrosia up your nose, ram it right up your nasal orifices. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Anyway, when Proteus arrives to count his seals, you grab him.'
Okay.
I grab a god? Grab him right round his naughty man-chicken, or any other part of his body, it's up to you. Won't he just smite me? Oh, that's a point. You're quite small and human, aren't you? Better take 3 men with you. Oh, and make sure they dress up as seals as well. And we grab him together? Yes, and hold on tight. No matter what he does, he'll change shape to every animal on Earth. A gorilla? Yes. And a giraffe? Yes. And an ant? All of them. Then he'll turn into water, and then fire, and you must hold on. To the fire? Yes, don't let the fire go. Finally, he'll turn back to his regular shape, and you can ask him which god is angry with you. And presumably he'll say, I am, because you just grabbed me and made me turn into a gorilla and some fire. You saucy ham biscuit. Yes, he probably will say that. So then ask him which other god is angry with you, and also how you can get home. And he'll definitely tell you because of all the grabbing and seal murder. So now, you may think, because of the way I performed that, you may think I took a lot of liberties with that, but I didn't.
No, I was going to say it's
basically exactly their story.
Not a very good. I don't think they needed her for that plan. That plan is like the plan in TARDIS's 5, where they decide to grab the Cyberlord. You grab his head. It's like they don't need to dress up as seals. Like, if they know where he's going to be, they could hide behind a rock or hide under the sand. They don't have to dress up as a fucking seal. If your plan is just to grab him, it's not.
Yeah, but of course, Proteus is famous for only letting seals grab him. Like, if humans do it, he gets annoyed. But if 4 seals grab him, then he's fine with it.
Oh, I see. I imagine they
I don't know if that's true.
out of their... No, I thought they were going to leap out of their seal disguises. So they're just going to stand up and flap around in their seal disguises.
I assume it's so they can get close enough to him. But it is certainly a lot of steps to grab a god. So then, in true heist movie style, we cut to when Menelaus has just achieved everything that Idothea just told him to do, and he's got Proteus trapped, and he asks his question. Which god is annoyed with me? And Proteus says, Zeus is annoyed because you didn't sacrifice enough cows. Go and sacrifice 100 cows on the banks of the Nile, and Zeus will let you go home. Listen, while I've got you here, can you tell me if all my man friends got home safely from Troy? Look, a lot of people got murdered, okay? All right, just tell me about the captains. I don't really care about the men. Okay. Well, only 2 captains died, and a third is probably alive, but trapped. The first was little Ajax, who foolishly sat on a rock and boasted that he had survived, even though the gods had wanted him dead. Because everyone knows that if there's one thing that Greek gods love, it's hubris. Anyway, little Ajax and that rock are in the sea now, dead. The rock is dead. The rock is fully dead. The next casualty is Agamemnon, or Agamemnon is how I like to call him, and does. The next casualty is Agamemnon, who got murdered by his wife's new boyfriend. Menelaus is so sad about this news, he cries for a full week. Thanks for waiting. Now, tell me of the third. I speak of Odysseus, trapped by Calypso, a goddess who wants to nail him so much she won't let him go home. Is she an evil crone woman? No, super hot. Is she a miserable, stupid woman? No, smart and interesting. Does she make him do horrible things? Yes, she makes him do sex. Lots of sex with a hot goddess on an idyllic island where he can live forever. The poor man. Yeah, that must be really difficult for him. Anyway, thanks, Proteus. I hope you're not too mad at me for grabbing you and making you turn into some fire. That's fine, Menelaus. You really are a good guy who murders and loots and enslaves people. So there's a guaranteed place for you in Elysium, where everything is perfect. Well done, you. Then Menelaus goes to Egypt, sacrifices 100 cows, and comes home. The end.
Oh, that's nice.
So Menelaus finishes his story, turns to Telemachus and says, Listen, Telemachus, how about staying with me for 11 or 12 days? I don't know what we'll do for 11 or 12 days. Maybe we can think of something. Then I'll send you off with treasure, horses, a chariot, and a nice cup.
Ooh.
A cup? A really nice cup. Look, I'd love to. I'd happily stay here for a whole year of bumming, but I've got a boat full of men over there waiting for me, not to mention the goddess Athena. I'd better go. I won't take the horses or the chariot or that nice cup. So just give me the treasure and I'll be off. Then I'll give you this amazing bowl. Look how cool it is, with its high sides and narrow opening and this handle on the side. It looks like a cup, a really nice cup. Then they have another feast, because it's always time for a feast. Cut to Odysseus' house, back in Ithaca. The suitors decide it's time to murder Telemachus.
Hooray!
So they choose their best 20 men. Remember, there's over 100 of them, just hanging out in his house, trying to marry his mum. And those 20 men get in a boat. What are we going to do with all those men in that boat? And they sail off and hide behind a rock, waiting to ambush and murder Telemachus on his way home.
Yeah, I mean, this is the worst time to decide to kill him, isn't it, really, when he's not there? Like, he was there all that time. They could have decided to kill him there, or they could wait for him to come back. Why would they get in a boat, go after him and hide behind a rock?
I think they want to make it seem like an accident. I don't think because they're trying to marry his mum, they don't want to just murder him and then say, okay, do you want to get married?
I just think that there's other ways to make it look like an accident other than putting 20 men in a boat and sailing off after them. You just poison
but
them.
then you don't get the opportunity to spend some time in that boat with those 20 men. You know?
Yeah.
That may be
Seems like
part
that's
of it as
the
well.
main motivation here.
Yeah. I mean, men love getting in boats together. That's a real kind of common thing that the ancient Greeks did. Any excuse to get in a boat with a load of men. Book 5. Cut back to the gods having that meeting. Athena says, "This is totally unfair and whack, dude. Odysseus was the only nice king. He was super kind to all his slaves. And all those people he murdered them in a kind way. But what's the point in being nice if you are rewarded with misery?" And Zeus says, he's living forever on a fucking paradise island with a hot woman and no worries. I'm thinking of dressing up as him and taking his place, you know? What about his poor son? Those evil suitors plan to murder the crap out of him when he returns. You're a god. Why don't you go down and make sure they don't? I've got an appointment with a boat full of men. What's Zeus going to do with a boat full of men? I've got an idea. Then Zeus turns to his son and says, Hermes, get in your pig TARDIS and go and tell Calypso to let Odysseus go home, okay?
Yeah.
I'll make sure he gets loads of presents on the way, and maybe I'll turn into a goat and fuck him. So Hermes gets in his pig TARDIS, and after a quick trip to Password Palace and Cove Hill, travels straight to Calypso's island.
Well, if you're listening to this and wondering what he's talking about, then you need to go listen to Time Pig. It's in the free stuff somewhere.
You just need to sign up on our Patreon, patreon.com/manbycow, as a free member. All you need to do that is an email address, and you'll immediately get access to a bunch of free stuff, including Time Pig, which is young Howard's Choose Your Own Adventure story, which includes a time-traveling pig called Hermes. Anyway, so Hermes goes straight to Calypso's island just after a quick trip to Password Palace and Cove Hill. And there, he finds a paradise so beautiful that even he, a pig who has travelled all over time and also a god, is impressed. There's grapes and fresh water and celery and a hot goddess just hanging out playing with wool.
Doesn't sound that good.
Yeah, but this is the Bronze Age. There's not a lot going on there. You know, you get grapes, wool, and celery. Fucking nailing it. But Odysseus isn't there because he's sitting on the beach crying, as usual. Hermes tells Calypso that Odysseus is the least happy man alive. So, no other man, including all the poor and dead ones, is more miserable than Odysseus, here on the island of paradise and immortality. Zeus is sick of listening to him cry and says you have to let him go. To which Calypso says, "Fuck off, Hermes. You man gods are all the same. You can do whatever you want to whomever you fancy. But whenever a goddess kidnaps a human and forces him to live with her and sleep with her forever, you get all judgy. I saved Odysseus. He's mine now." "Well, I'm just the messenger. Tell it to Auntie Zeus." Yeah, all right. I guess I'll just let him go. Meanwhile, on the beach, Odysseus says, first time he's been in this, first time he speaks, Odysseus says, "Oh, pity poor Odysseus, with his Brillo brain and rippling hot bod. I'm irresistible to women, men, and gods. No wonder I get kidnapped and sex trafficked so often. Why must I be so gorgeous and tall?" Calypso turns up and says, "Odysseus, question. Do you want to go home, which will take ages, and you'll suffer more than Sisyphus, Tantalus, and Prometheus combined? You mean I'll feel like I'm pushing a boulder up a hill towards some delicious fruit, but every time I get close, me and the boulder roll back down to the bottom of the hill where an eagle eats my liver?" That's correct. Or, alternatively, you can stay here with me and live forever in paradise. I'll take the suffering, please. Why? I miss my wife, Penelope. But I'm hotter and taller than she is. That's true, but I still love my short wife and long to go home and be a king instead of just some guy crying on the beach. So Calypso finally agrees that Odysseus can leave, and they go in the cave for a goodbye fuck. Thank you for listening to this episode of The Worst Writer in the World. If you would like to listen to the rest of the Odyssey right now, then go to patreon.com/manbycow and join for just $2 and get it immediately, as well as lots of other stuff. Bye-bye, milk.
Worst writer in the world. Worst writer in the world. Worst writer in